if you're finding that something you're doing is affecting your relationships with yourself, with your friends, with your family, with your work, with your higher power, with any of those things, then it is worth addressing. And if you find you can't address it, um, then recognizing that you may be dealing with an addiction could be the first step to actually reclaiming your life. And I think it's a scary word, but actually, the most powerful thing I've ever heard is someone say, help, like, help me. And I don't know a single person in recovery who has recovered in isolation, who's just locked themselves away and done it. Actually, I know a series of the strongest, bravest, most vulnerable people I know who stood in a room and said, like, help me. And people rallied round, strangers rallied round, they swapped numbers, they showed up, they called, they checked in. And I think asking for help is incredibly powerful. I think, aside from, and I acknowledge the privilege of having all of those things that we spoke about earlier, but aside from those, something that made a difference when I did go into recovery is that I took every tool available to me. I read the books, I listened to the podcasts, I followed the Instagram accounts. When they said to phone someone in recovery, I picked up the phone. I prayed for voicemail, but I picked up the phone. I did it. I turned up to a meeting, a recovery meeting, every day for 90 days because it replaced the time I'd spent drinking. And if you had enough time to nurture an addiction, you have enough time to nurture recovery. And actually, it will be the most valuable thing that you ever do. So don't do it half-heartedly. Recognize that it is a matter of life and death. And even if the thing that you're addicted to won't kill you, it will stop you living. And that is so important. Like, your life is so important. Your life is so valuable. It doesn't matter if it's hard work, it's worth doing. And it is an extreme version of that sort of thing that people say, making a decision today that you'll be grateful you did tomorrow. I've never heard anyone say, like, oh, if only I hadn't gotten sober. Like, it is the proudest thing you can do. And I encourage anyone to reach out and to take that step.